but it's okay. I recovered. 3, 2, 1.
Oh shit.
Aha! At least I noticed it right away. You know, you gotta give me credit. I noticed it right away. It wasn't like the first time where I was like, it took me 20 minutes. I had to delete literally 20 minutes of content. But then again, like each episode always has a problem. First episode, muted mic. It wasn't capturing anything. Uh, episode 2, I had to cut it short because I had to piss like a newbie. Episode 3, I had to cut it again because I noticed my mic was not connected to my OBS, which what I'm using to record this. And then episode 4, something about audio. Oh no, I think that one went out fine. So so 3 episodes of newbie mistakes when it comes to technical difficulties, and this one I'm learning. 2 minutes in, a dab. Anyway, welcome everyone to Geeks Reviews. It's a show where I do not tell anyone what the topic for today is, and I always text them 3 hours before before the actual meeting.
Literally 3 hours.
3 hours. Yeah, it was like on my way home. I was like, oh yeah, maybe I should ask him. Like, hey, want to talk about an episode about the Demon Slayer show? And I was like, sure. What time? I was like 8 to 8:30. I didn't even show up at 8.
That's funny.
Actually, I didn't even show up at 8:30 either. Well, I did, but I had, potty break. And then here we are, 16 minutes over the supposed timing. But, yes, welcome, good sir, to your second episode with this podcast where you just found out that you're going to be on it 3 hours prior. How are you doing, good sir?
Good, how are you?
Tired, but here we are. Well, you better get your thinking hat on because this episode is gonna be about Demon Slayer, like I told you, but it will be about Mugen Train specifically.
Woo!
I did mention to you that I want to do an episode with you, but this one it's I guess somewhat of a different take on reviews. It's gonna be against versus for. I'm going for against. I know you like the movie, so I'm gonna put you on for. Sounds good. But before all that, let's go off topic. So, I don't know how that segment's gonna take, so I wanna keep it short on this one. So yeah, how are you? How are you in this fine week of April 28, 2021?
Right here, you asked me that like 5 times today.
No.
Yes.
Twice. But I guess I extended it. But
Okay, I'm good, man. How are you?
really good. Any new interests recently? Have you played Warzone since?
No, I haven't played Warzone.
I played
Taking
one
a
game.
break. How'd that go?
It's new. I like Damn more now. Damn is pretty fun. Yeah, but yeah.
I'm kind of waiting for like
Battlefield.
Battlefield.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been hearing more and more about it. We'll see how it looks because I thought it will be an old type, like the classic war game, like Battlefield 5, 6, or 1. I forgot.
What do you mean classic?
Like World War 1, World War 2 sort of game.
Oh no. It's gonna be modern.
Yeah. So I'm like, we'll see where it is. If it's like I'm interested already. Someone said modern. I was like, okay, cool.
They said it's gonna be like.
I thought it was gonna be a sequel from 4.
No, it's gonna be like Battlefield Bad Company 2, Battlefield 3, and Battlefield 4, but a lot more enhanced. So it's like on steroids, yeah. So I'm very excited.
We'll see. I haven't seen anything. They haven't released a trailer yet, right?
They said they were going to release a teaser trailer this Friday.
Oh. Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Anyway, um, I thought this would go further because what else is interesting surrounding that has been surrounding your area?
Um,
Any new interest in other games, or is it just Battlefield 6? Any new shows or movies you've seen recently?
well, I kind of started the watching the Superman and Lois, and I still haven't finished the first episode yet. I just finished halfway, then I had to like take
It's
a
long.
shower.
It's actually long. That's a 2 hour
How
episode.
long is
2 hours.
it's 2 hours?
Yeah,
Dude, I thought it
it's
was gonna be 30 minutes.
no. That usually they're like 40 minutes, so just take 80 minutes of show, so pretty much like an hour and a half. But yeah,
So
it's great.
wait, so how many episodes is
They're
it?
on break right now, and I want to say 5 or 6.
And how many minutes each episode? Except
I,
for the first one?
except for the first one is 41 to 42 minutes, maximum of
Oh,
43.
oh,
And
cool,
it's like
cool.
a regular 1 hour segments on a live TV. If you add the commercial breaks, which is usually 5 minutes long, you'll reach the 20, like the 1 hour mark. But yeah,
I like the look of the Superman. I just don't like the look of Lois Lane.
really,
Ah,
I see it. I feel like I'm on the same boat, and I mean, I would share the same opinion, but other than that, she's been doing great as Lois. I think
she
she's a
no.
lot better than Amy Adams. Then again, the whole show is a lot better than the movie version of Superman, in my opinion.
Whoa, Man
Uh,
of Steel is a
other than
treasure.
the body type, I say
Yeah,
Superman Lois is a lot better, acting
like
and story wise.
acting and
I feel like my glasses is
like
loose.
that Lois acting wise, like being like in character, it's great. She's exactly what I see as Lois Lane.
Hmm.
It's just appearance wise, not so. I'm not saying she's like ugly. It's just,
Not that
mm,
you're not attracted to her.
yeah,
Okay, that's
yeah.
fine. I mean, everyone can have their opinions. So,
Um,
mine is
I'm very
yours.
interested.
Just kidding.
I'm very interested in like the kids, especially like
Yes,
they're
actually,
now
yeah. I actually, yeah, I'm liking the kids too. I think
because
they're doing a great job.
like I only saw like a few like maybe the first 20 to 30 minutes of the first episode, but like I'm kind of interested. Like, okay, so instead of one son, it's two sons, and they're
Yeah,
completely different.
yeah. And I'm actually surprised when they announced that in the crisis. They were like, "Hey, how are the kid? How's the kid doing? You mean kids?" And like, they're doing great. I was like, "Whoa!" Then they
Oh,
announced that it will be like twins. Which, by the way, if have you seen the kids?
I only seen okay. So the part I left off is when Superman was trying to when Clark was like talking to the one with like social anxiety, the problem child,
Okay, that's the
and like the
yeah.
problem. Dude, it was so funny seeing him playing
Jonathan. No, Jordan is his name. Hey, look at that.
it, it was so funny seeing him play I guess Mortal Kombat versus
Oh,
DC or
hey,
like
no, the
playing as
injustice.
Raiden
No, that was Injustice too.
Injustice 2,
That was
yeah.
yeah, that was a cool Easter egg too. And
Yeah.
he was like, "Oh yeah, Superman's boring." I was like, I was like,
Oh, you
"Damn,
make a
Clark,
pretty good Superman. Oh, Superman's boring.
He was
I'm
like, I'm
Raiden.
rated, dude, bruh, what? Superman? Excuse me." But yeah, that was hilarious.
I was watching that first those first 20 and 30 minutes with my cousin, and
Mhm.
she was like wondering how do they not know that their dad is Superman yet?
That's actually super hilarious.
Yeah,
They
and I'm
never.
like,
I mean, of course, it's. I can't. Do you want it? It's kind. It's not really a spoiler because
no, I
you're.
mean, I understand. I think I understand the joke behind it with the glasses and the no glasses.
Yeah. No.
Yeah,
No, I was about to say like they never really mentioned it at all. Like, do they not do the kids not watch the news? You know, because a little spoiler, they find out. I'm pretty sure that's not gonna be a big spoiler.
I mean, they were like bound to find out, but
Yeah.
like, don't tell me how they found out.
Okay. Okay. So,
Yeah.
but all I can say is like they found out, and I'm just like, wait, do they not watch the news? You know, like you would think that I guess teenagers are not really hooked on news as much as nowadays, I guess, or something.
So what I would say to that is, remember when they were eating and the news was on as well?
Yeah, that's true.
They
It's like
never,
mostly like far
yeah,
away. Yeah, that's
they
true.
never really showed like a close-up shot of Superman, and we can't just assume that they did a close-up shot and like
Yeah,
did an
that's true.
interview with
Yeah,
Superman or something
but
like
what
that.
about interviews though?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We can't assume that that
That's
happened.
that's true.
Yeah,
Okay. Anyway,
because like it's not like that iPhone
that's true.
thing that we saw in the first Justice League. You know,
For
it's
food,
not like that.
social, and I guess that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, Josh.
Dude, the first time I saw that, I was like, you know what, the smile's not that bad. Second time I saw it, okay, it's pretty bad.
Super long.
Yeah.
Sure, sure, sure.
Wait, so okay, so I know we're kind of getting off topic, but like,
It's
so
okay.
in Zack
I'm trying
Snyder,
to I'm trying to make sure that we don't really take up a whole lot, just in case our discussion later
so Zack
gets cut
Snyder's
short.
okay, so Zack Snyder's Justice League, right?
Yeah.
They didn't put the CGI face on Henry Cavill, right?
No. That was him reshot without the mustache.
Okay, so he did have the mustache. Because I
And
was about to say
no, in Snyder cut, no, he doesn't.
no, yeah, but like when in Josh Whedon's Justice League,
Oh
he
yeah.
did have the
hmm
mustache.
The most
Okay,
notable part you can see is when he was fighting the Justice League. He was like, "Tell me, do you bleed?" You can see the differentiation in color
th-
in the mustache he had.
that's that's what I didn't understand. I was like, okay, is this like the face they were trying to cover up because
Yes.
it still looks good. Like, well, I don't know what they're talking about. I don't know what they were doing. You're trying to. That's not even a full like beard or a mustache. It was like a 5 o'clock shadow.
Oh, but the one that Henry has was like a full on beard,
Yeah, because he was going to do the Mission
and
Impossible
he
movie.
cannot shape it off. Bound by contract for the most badass version of Henry Cavill you will ever see.
Speaking of
Sir.
Henry Cavill, I'm very excited for The Witcher season 2.
Yeah, same. I'm interested.
Can't
Other
wait.
than the dragon episode in the
I think
first
it will be better. I think they will be better with the
I
monsters this
oh
time.
well, just more like the CGI was terrible. Compared to
Yeah,
the rest of the show, like the for some reason, the budget for that episode just decided to take a shit and just flushed all of it down because
I
there
think
was
it's
no budget. Like that dragon
yeah.
was horrendous. Like the
I think
monster he was fighting in the first one was great. It was,
yeah.
like CGI practical effects probably mixed with CGI. It was so great. That's why I just don't understand with the dragon episode. And my dad pointed it out at first. I was like, huh, I never noticed that. The dragon looks like shit.
I was about to say like I don't remember fighting dragons in The Witcher 3, but then I realized I did, and I killed a lot of them.
This is
I
what
hope
we're
they
to
bring.
do. This
I
is what
hope
we're to do.
they bring
One
like
duck.
the Griffin into it. That fighting Griffin was very fun. I might just play The Witcher 3 again. Shit,
Stream it.
I love it. I love that game. Fuck.
Never played any of them. I try. I told myself I'm gonna play the first one. I was like, oh great, the first one
No,
sucks.
just play The Witcher 3. Just play
Yeah,
The
I
Witcher
know,
3.
I know, right? I might no, actually, I heard Witcher 2 is good too.
I mean, like, well,
Like it's a good uh starting point for Witcher
mm,
3.
I
Like
still,
you can go Witcher 3 or Witcher 3 then Witcher 2 or just go straight from Witcher 2 to Witcher 3. Because I remember someone told me or I've read somewhere that your choices in Witcher 2 carries over to Witcher 3. So
Yeah,
I wanna keep that, like I wanna have that crossover, I guess, you know.
yeah. They do bring that in like the intro of the game, but even though I didn't play Witcher 2, I still enjoyed like the story of The Witcher 3 overall.
All right, here's my question to you:
Okay.
have you played Gwent?
Of course I played Gwent.
Do
I
you know how
still
to?
lose.
You wanna play?
Huh?
Wanna play later? A
I
quick
don't
game?
know. I don't know how to
It's.
play
Oh
Gwent.
wait, no, fuck. Never mind. I gotta figure out. I gotta figure out if it's cross-platform. I forgot you don't have a PC. Damn it.
Well, I forgot you don't have a console. Why don't you just get a fucking console like
No,
everybody
wait.
else?
Is it available? Like they have like their own game, right? Like
Yeah, the standalone game
yeah, that's
for
not
Gwent.
okay.
Yeah,
Cool,
it's
cool, cool.
available.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm not sure if it's cross-platform. If it's cross-platform, we should play it one day. You
Okay.
know, I feel like that's gonna be like kind of fun because
Jeez.
Michael won. Oh man, it's gonna be confusing. Michael, one of my Michaels, and I played for like a couple of weeks of just us straight up. Like we actually learned a little bit about the meta. I mean, I didn't
Hmm.
go in super in depth. Who's fucking chatting on Discord? Ah, whatever. Anyway, yeah, we played for a week. He built a badass deck. Oh my god, shut the fuck up.
Hey, just mute them. Just mute them. Man.
I
Shit.
can't because if I mute
Why?
them, it will show on my OBS. It will interrupt the immersion. Oh, who is this?
Um,
Uh,
let's see. What were we talking about? Okay.
which
Witcher.
Gwen? We're talking about Gwen.
Gwent. Okay. Okay.
It's actually a book. How about it? All right, but yeah, Gwen. It's fun. You know, if I'm gonna look it up to see if it's cross-platform, and if it is, let's play.
I can look it up right now.
Hey, go for it. Yeah, so no one can see what you're doing. I could look it up too. That would mean people would hear my clickety clacks. But anyway, we were at Henry Cavill. We went to Witcher. So, speaking of, I think we.
Oh,
Oh,
wait. Just to interrupt. Gwent is cross-platform.
hey, you gotta
Alright.
download it. Go download it soon, and we'll play it whenever you want to play.
Alright. So probably this weekend.
Ooh.
Okay, so get
Well,
some
maybe
drink,
Saturday.
get some Gwent,
Dude, right? Get
get some
drunk
drinks,
every time
get
you
some
lose. Take a shot.
good shot.
No, actually, I'll say a double shot.
Damn, bro, we're gonna get fucked up.
I gotta buy drinks on Friday anyway. So
Yeah.
anyway, I think we used up a little bit more time than and a pretty decent amount of time before our big debate. Pretty much. I don't actually do not remember if I mentioned it at the start, but it's gonna be me against you in a debate. Why I think you're gonna be defending Demon Slayer, and
Okay.
I'll be trying to nitpick it a bit. You know.
Well, I'm gonna be like showing the pros of the Demon Slayer movie,
Yeah, yeah,
and you're
pretty
going
much,
you're gonna
yeah,
show
pretty much.
like the negatives. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah.
I'll talk about, but it will be like one side first, one side, then the other side. So if you want to go first, that's fine with me. If you want me to go first, that'll be a bad idea because I don't remember most of it. But what we can do is grab a little notebook or something to write, or if you have a great memory, unlike me, you can just take notes. You know, like what's a good point, and then what's a good counter for this, yada yada yada. You know.
Let's see. I have actually a legal pad for you.
Ooh, he's going legal on me. I only have like this tiny composition book. 30 cents each. I bought 3, so $1.
Dude, I have a whole bunch of these actually. Holy fuck.
Legal paper. Oh man, what are you? Some paralegal? Baka. Okay.
What?
Eagle. I said paralegal, but it's an eagle, so it's a parallel legal. So
Alright.
it's a stretch.
Do you
Anyway,
want you want to break this down into topics so we can like stay on topic
No,
or
because it's gonna be like one side shares first and then the other side shares. You know what I mean? So it's gonna
did
be
I
like,
go
huh?
first last time?
Dude, that was like probably
That was
more than
probably weeks.
that
Yeah.
was probably like a couple of months ago. I
You
remember
can.
that sitting on my computer for a while and then finally decided doing it. Then ever since then, it's like every other week it's like I have one. But
Hmm.
yeah, I'd say you can go first if you want. I'm fine with that. It
Okay.
probably helps me pretty much remember the the movie, the show. You know, you might bring up a good point. I'll be like, oh yeah, I remember that part too. And I write down notes. So anyway, good sir,
Okay.
take it away. Take it away.
So I think Demon Slayer. I think Demon Slayer is a fantastic movie, and overall a fantastic movie. Whether it's like animation, I think story wise, it was very. It didn't try to do too much story wise, which kept it great overall. It was easy to follow, but yet, so they try to make the format of the story very simple. Yet within that simple format, they put in a lot of emotion and a lot of um, memorable events that the audience can take away from that movie. What I like to emphasize is the art is probably one of the best I've ever seen. It's so shockingly detailed, but not in the way where it looks realistic, but the way it reminds me of like classic Japanese art. Like when you see the waves, the fire, the animation, the motion for the characters, it just looks so beautiful. Another thing I want to point out is the humor in it is like it was kind of weird laughing in some parts where it was supposed to be sad, but it still made sense why it was funny. Um, Obviously we watched the sub version, so like the actors from the show still play in the movie, and they did very great. Netsuko had the best lines ever, I'll say.
Who?
um, Netsuko,
Okay.
yeah, I'm kidding. It's a joke. That one's a joke. She doesn't
Hmm.
talk at all.
Hmm. Hmm. Drop my pen. I don't know where my pen went to. I lost my
What
pen.
I liked
God damn
also
it.
from the movie is going wait.
No, you keep going. I found it.
Okay. What I also liked from the movie was season one I like how in this show they do give like the side
Oh, that's not my
characters.
pen.
I don't like the
Oops. It's okay. I'm sorry.
not the side I wouldn't consider them side characters. I would consider them one of the main characters. Like the same amount of limelight that Tanjiro has, the main character. But in season one they gave a lot of limelight to um Zenitsu, my favorite character. But in the movie, they did give a lot of limelight to Inosuke, who, when I watched season one, I was like, okay, this guy is kind of like just very one dimensional. But in the movie, they give him a lot more depth and more things to do or like be involved in that movie. Um, I forgot one of the Hashirama, like the top swordsman. Man, he
Hashira,
is so
not Hashirama.
Hashira. Okay, Hashira.
It's not a Hokage.
But, like one of he's like one of the best
Hashirama.
swordsmen like in the Demon Slayer corps. And can we go into spoilers or
Yeah. Who cares about
okay?
spoilers here? No one watches this.
Okay, so even though like we only got to see most of him in the movie and then he dies, it was still like you still felt a connection with that character, and I think the creators of the movie did that very well. His powers are just sick. Like, damn, like that's like a true swordsman right there. I love how first I was kind of worried when they killed the train demon. I was like, oh my god, please don't tell me that's it. I've been waiting for this movie for so long. I'm like a big fan of the whole series. Please don't tell me that's it. Then they drop that the top three demon, one of the top three demons in the entire like demon league, and it was just badass. It was just like a huge payoff and like just a like out of left field. Like did not expect it, and they really made that demon. It really showed the real power of like a top level demon, and I'm very excited for this next season. That's all I have for so far.
Okay. And my last thought, and my thought. I mean my things. So there's your point of view. My point of view is that the movie was just like the Snyder Cut. It was long and boring, but it had cool scenes. Like the final 40-45 minutes was amazing. You know, in terms of graphics to animation. Well, I wouldn't say an animation as a whole, but like you said, the movement is fluid. Um, the colors are more popping. It's all like the fire is bright orange slash red orange, reddish orange, and the water feels more fluid, like like a typical water. Um, but in my opinion, why didn't they use Zenitsu more? I get that he got his big moment in the show as a whole, but this is a demon who he could beat straight up because he is asleep the entire time, and that's how his badassery uh, comes out. Gets exposed. So there's one. Um, Another one. I like the fact that Inosuke did get a little bit of a limelight there, but um, Tanjiro didn't need it. Nezuko didn't need it. Hashira, the Rengoku, yeah, he did. In order for us to connect with him, to root for him, because he's the good guy, and we're not, this random demon came out of nowhere and start fighting for no reason. So, which begs the question: why was the upper rank demon there in the first place? Uh, and what does the train demon have to do with him? Is he the one that he was like, oh, thanks to him? Oh no, that was the other. That was Michael Jackson. Never mind. But yeah, you remember what you see what I'm saying? There was the villain was just there to fight and ran away because the sun was out or was coming up. Animation wise, I think like I said earlier, graphics are cool, visuals are amazing, but animation just feels like I'm watching the TV show. I thought they will add a little bit more to the animation compared to like Broly. Broly had a somewhat, I wouldn't say an updated animation, but a higher budget. But then again, that's a bigger brand or bigger franchise compared to Demon Slayer, which is just starting out. If I would say Heroes Rising, two heroes from My Hero Academia. Uh, of course, the first one will be a little bit more similar to the actual show, but the second one they upped up the game. Like the animations, the graphics are a lot nicer compared to the first one. Whereas for this, I guess I'm kind of a bit unfair for this, since it doesn't really have any other comparison other than the show, and being season one that they're still starting out. I think this movie is also kind of overhyped because one, it didn't really add, like the entire movie didn't really add anything to the story. the whole train sequence didn't add anything. Uh, the final 40-45 minutes at the maximum um, gives us a glimpse of what's to come, and what's out there. And if the Hashira can beat most of the demons, who can beat them, sort of scenario. So that gave us a new threat for the second season. But overall, I think the movie is just like straight up filler. You can cut it through like 30 minutes, and like Godzilla versus Kong or Snyder Cut, you can cut it down to 30 minutes, and you got your movie, the one that everyone hyped for. You know, what else? The train demon. I guess I did mention that already. Uh, as for my last one is, what was the connection between the audience and Rengoku? Other than we sure we know, sure we knew that he is the good guy in the fight. Um, what would you say his, like, how do we why do we care so much for a character that we just met like an hour ago, 20 minutes in, and yep, there goes my 2 cents.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, on your point on it being long and boring,
Mhm.
personally, I didn't feel like it was long or and boring. I feel like there were some boring parts, like when I felt like they focused too much on the dream
Okay,
sequence.
I was
Yeah,
writing that as soon as I wrote that down, you just said it. Okay,
yeah.
okay,
I felt like they focused too much on the dream
okay. I agree with
sequence.
that one. Hmm.
Uh,
They
what
could
I
have
liked
cut it.
about the dream sequence is um it did give more depth to like Tanjiro's character and maybe needed backstory for Rengoku's character. So we have like a little glimpse of what um he was like, or like his motivation to be like being the Demon Slayer corpse.
Oh,
With Zenitsu, I would have to disagree strongly because yes, he does gain his power, like he does become like a badass swordsman when he falls asleep. But I feel like it's different in this situation because he didn't fall asleep from being stressed out or passed out. Because in episodes, he did fall asleep like a normal human being would. But then in the episodes where he was so stressed out that he passed out, that's when his powers did activate. So, like, for example, when they were in that maze house, he got so scared and so stressed out from seeing that monster coming towards him and that kid that he passed out and it looked like he fell asleep. Then that's when his powers activated. Another scene is when he was fighting the spider demon. He got so stressed out that he was going to turn to a spider and he passed out. Then that's when his powers activated. So I would like disagree on that part.
okay.
Um,
Um.
keep going.
Okay. I'm gonna counter that, and I would say that in the movie they specifically said he never broke the spell. He was still passed out the entire time.
Mm,
Even after the fight, he was still passed out.
true. Okay.
So that's why I'm saying, like, why didn't they use him more when he could actually fight the entire time?
Mm.
You know,
Well, then that goes to the point where I guess the makers wanted to give more uh of a bigger role to Inosuke.
I mean,
So
they
I
could have
I guess that's a
they
plot hole there.
yeah. I wish they just it's Tanjiro's show, but why did Tanjiro get the you know? I feel like Zenitsu should have had the first moment, the fight against the train demon with Inosuke. I
But
wish that.
then, oh,
Then
okay.
later on we get to see like Tanjiro with Nezuko. Of course, we've seen that millions of times now. You know what I mean?
But I would also argue that what makes Zenitsu so special is just like that brief moment of like being just OP and overpowered, right? It was those brief moments that really made him go, wow, that's like a true swordsman. It sucks that he's only like that when he's under certain conditions, but I think the later we know more about Zenitsu's like how he got that ability and why it only activates when he's like asleep or passed out. I still like stand by my argument that it only activates when he's in a high stress situation and he passes out. So he's not really asleep. Like he's not like going to bed asleep. Because then like everybody would know about his power if he just like slept when it was like bedtime. But I guess I can also agree that that is a plot hole.
Hmm.
Um,
Because they mentioned it, and when they mentioned it, I was like, "Where's my Zenitsu moment?" Other than saving Nezuko, who was doing fine until those tentacles shows up. Asking
that was
questions.
questionable.
Yeah,
That was questionable. When those tentacles popped out, I was like,
exactly,
uh oh.
exactly.
I think I seen this somewhere.
I've been into the internet for too long. Also, she's 14, so that's kind of FBI.
Open up! Ah, it's just a movie. It's just
Which,
a cartoon. It's just a
which,
cartoon.
okay, here's my next point, and Michael told me about this. Why is Nezuko in that show, in that movie, was the only one muzzled, you know? And the
Because
head pats, is she some kind of a pet? Why is she being carried in a backpack?
okay,
I mean,
that
like
kind.
I'm not questioning the canon reasoning. I'm asking creative reasoning. Why is it designed like that? You know?
So are you questioning the creator's morals or like
Exactly.
decision?
Like yeah, exactly. The decision. Why I decided to muzzle the one of the main chicks, the main kid, one of the main girls. Trying to find the right words here. The main girl for the show, and muzzle them. Sure, she has a badass power up, but she gets to be put in a box at all times, like like a personal belonging. Always hidden, um, muzzled, like I said. Getting head pats like a pet, and
But I
apparently
think that
she has a future like an adult form, hypersexualized. So, and she's supposed to be still 14 at that time.
okay, but I wouldn't say that the creators of the show did that for political reasons or anything like that. I would say going back to the canon from season one, there is a reason that it's like that. Okay, she's turned into a demon, so it's to assume that she's lost some human qualities. She's muzzled because she still can't have control over her urges to
No, she can.
consume human blood. But like she struggled so much, and that muzzle really helped to like control it. It's
No,
still
she.
not safe for her to like go on about without the muzzle. Okay, I mean, what am I saying? It's still not safe for her to go on without the muzzle, and the reason why she's put in a box is because she's supposed to be protected from the sunlight. And then but you can also argue, well, like it was nighttime. Why was she still in a box? But then I would also argue that maybe to hide her from the public because maybe she'll react differently from being in public. And then, as in terms of her maybe adult form, I wouldn't say it's like an adult form. I would say it's more of like an enhanced version of her. And I mean, if it's like if it's sexualized, I mean, okay, but like we're not everybody's going to go in there and like just think of like a 14-year-old girl, like sexualize a 14-year-old girl, you know? It's just a show. And I mean, it's a pretty good point that Michael brought up, but I think we're bringing too much of the politics into like an anime, you know?
So you're saying sexualizing underage girls is political?
Well, I would say the creators of the show didn't mean to over sexualize 14-year-old girls. No,
Okay.
wanted to make something look cool, you know,
Okay.
or like make something like using creative imagination. I think because I've seen this form before, like in the TV show, and we shouldn't bring like politics into like anime or like a cartoon. It's just there for fun. I'm not saying like, oh yeah, next time she should turn to that form and like just flash her titties to the screen, you know? But I mean, it's a good point, but when I was watching it, I wasn't thinking of it.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Any other points?
Actually, I forgot what I said actually. Um, Animation. That's
Okay,
that's one point that you haven't touched yet.
okay. Well, I'll get to that one.
Actually, hold on. I want to hear your opinion on this one. Did you think Mugen Train was overhyped or just like hype? Just like
Well,
regular amount. I want to say it's
let
kind of overhyped for that the first if we're sure we got the Rengoku scene, but the whole train fight in my opinion felt like a lot of a filler.
let me get to that train demon and the connection between the top three demon.
Okay.
Um, so I would say, yeah, it didn't make sense. Like, why was the train demon there in the first place?
The
And
train
then why
demon
did
makes sense. It was the
I mean,
second guy
no, like, yeah, like he was
because
there to
the
like consume all the people on the train,
okay.
but then like, why was the train demon there, and why was the top three demon there? Like, you know, like at the same place. But I think in season two, they'll explain that. Maybe there's like a bigger plot to that. Maybe there was a bigger mission for why the train demon was there and why the top three demon was there. Did the train demon know that the top three demon was there? We don't know yet for sure.
Probably not.
Um, that's just kind of a short point I wanted to bring out. Like
Yeah,
we
he just
don't
showed
know.
up.
We haven't. They'll probably explain that in the season two, and like they'll probably explain that in season two and why those two demons were there in the first place. Going to the point of overhyped, I wouldn't say it was overhyped because I knew what I was going to get from watching this movie. Like I wanted like simple but very good story. I wanted good animations. I wanted cool fight scenes, and I got that. I wasn't expecting some Inception type level plot where it would make me think or it would make me like question life, you know? So I wouldn't say the movie was overhyped.
But would you say that
Um
it's better than Spirited Away?
I think it's hard to compare those two movies because Spirited Away is absolutely fantastic movie. However, it's a different genre. And I think back then, not a lot of people were into like, you know, Japanese animation compared to now, you know? Like you've seen how much if you go back then and if you ask maybe people outside of the Asian community, like have you seen Spirited Away? It's I wouldn't expect
I
like
haven't seen
you
it.
haven't seen
I haven't seen it. I still haven't
it?
seen it, and
Oh my god.
I had a
See,
collection for a while. I
yeah.
borrowed it. I never got around with it.
So not a lot of people would have wanted to see it or would have access to see it, you know? I think I got Spirited Away on DVD, and I think I got the book too, the art book. So, would I say this movie was better than Spirited Away? No, but I could understand how did it beat, like, box office sales,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Highest growing yeah, so I could understand why it beat the box office sales. Because more people have access to it, more people are interested in anime nowadays, and
but wouldn't Dragon Ball Super, if that's the case, then wouldn't Dragon Ball Super Broly beat Spirited Away, since it, you know, one is a Dragon Ball franchise. So a lot of people grew up like, if you go up to people, they would say their first anime is either Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z,
mhm,
and wouldn't that give them some more like fans who watched Super, because you know, as a fan of Dragon Ball Z, then they watch this movie, and of course, like, it's a good movie. You know, you got fights, you got animations, you got Broly, you got Blue, you got Vegeta, you got Goku, and the whole nine yards. You got Wiz fighting Broly, Frieza getting beat the shit out of him by Broly, which is 10 out of 10. But you know, story wise, it didn't really add much. So it's just like, people still expected just the fights, not much on the story. You know what I'm saying? Did I
I
go
would
wrong?
argue I would agree with you that yes, all like the animation was just top notch and the fight scenes were cool. But then I would also bring up the point maybe okay, just to be clear, just to state the fact, Dragon Ball is like basically a pillar in like the
Yeah.
animation genre. It's a pillar. It's a solid. It's always going to be there like till the end of time and
Mm-hmm.
past. But I think from when Dragon Ball started, feel like people outgrew Dragon Ball and moved on to different things that gain more interest. You know.
Okay.
Like, so nowadays you have, you know, Demon Slayer. Nowadays you have Attack on Titan. You have
My Hero.
My Hero. You have Jujutsu Kaisen, which is also great.
I need to watch it.
It's good. It's good, man.
I've seen the clapping scene, the when he
Oh,
makes the
the
fight.
dude, that fight scene is
That was cool.
epic.
That was cool. All right,
Yeah.
but before we go off tangent,
And then what's another one? I think people outgrew Dragon Ball. That's not to discredit what it's done and like what it stands for, but I think people outgrew it, and that's why maybe the gross box office did not beat Spirit Away like how this Demon Slayer movie did. I think the fan base for Demon Slayer has grown a lot because it's new, it's fresh, and it's a lot. I would say it's a lot. It looks more interesting compared to Dragon Ball to me personally because it sucks to say. I mean, well, I wouldn't want to like sound like a know-it-all or anything, but it's like it's the same formula, you know.
formulaic.
Goku, yeah, it's same formula. It's like Goku fights some strong dude that was stronger than the previous dude he fought against. Then he gains a new superpower, and he becomes stronger now. So that's now his base superpower. But I guess you can say, well, wouldn't Demon Slayer be the same thing? Because animes, a lot of animes follow the same plot. Well, we're not so sure about that yet because it's only season one. They might, but
Okay.
I was stand by the point that the fans of Dragon Ball back then kind of outgrew Dragon Ball as time went on and found different avenues that interest them more. And I guess apparently people like Demon Slayer a lot more than Dragon Ball nowadays.
I would disagree on that because there are still a lot of people who that I know anyway are still fans of Dragon Ball. Like you said though, I would agree that they did find better, but they're still fans. You know, they
Hmm.
will still watch Dragon Ball no matter what, good or bad. But like I said, like they will find something they will think it's better. So if they
Mm.
think Demon Slayer's better, okay, makes sense. But all right, here's my next question for that. Do you think Demon Slayer is the spiritual successor of Naruto? Because at the moment, I think it could be
Spiritual.
much similar to how My Hero Academia is somewhat of a spiritual successor to Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball. You know, you know what I mean. But it's like kind of opposite, more like.
Mm, I I hope it's not. I hope Demon Slayer becomes its own thing.
I mean, it can still be in its own thing, but I'm not saying it's gonna be the next Naruto, like like straight up. More like I won't say the formula of Naruto, but Naruto changed a lot of people. You know, much like just Dragon Ball Z, Naruto pretty much revolutionized anime. You know, sure there's like bazillion filler episodes in Shippuden, but a lot of people still refer to the uh, original series Naruto. Right? They still have their favorite moment. Like most of their favorite moments are from that. Everyone will still say that the like animations in the first part one was the best out of the three because you can see them with transform their eyes to the Byakugan, to the Sharingan, do the hand signs, you know. Do you think Demon Slayer could revolutionize anime like Naruto before it and Dragon Ball Z before Naruto?
Maybe because the quality of anime is very good and it's very different from what I've seen compared to other animes. I think Demon Slayer had the first time. It looked like they implemented live action into that. They also are implementing that 3D look, but they're doing it better than like other animes that I've seen. Like they're doing it with purpose and with short moments, and they're doing it when those short moments are mostly movements. So it looks a lot smoother. So I think it could revolutionize how anime is made in the future. To say that it will have like the same impact Naruto has had on the animation, I think it's too soon to say.
Okay, on the animation part, um, I would kind of disagree on that. I feel like the animation's very lackluster in terms of movement.
Mm,
You know, like surrounding background. Sure you can see the 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 good guys or the yeah mostly good guys doing the animation, but keep in mind they're just swinging their sword once most of the time. You know, they're gonna do their like their hand signs. They're gonna swing their swords and then do a pose, like finishing up a hand sign, and then cast a spell in one swoop, in one slash, or one dash, or one stab, or whatever. I feel like um, if they show how they do it physically, I feel like in the movie. Remember Tanjiro's dad dancing or moving around in a certain
Yeah, that's
circle.
that's a live
Yeah,
motion
like
capture.
that part. I feel like in their animations in the future they implement the movement of the breathing techniques.
Mm.
So it's like we don't. I mean, with Zenitsu it makes sense. He's a fucking zoomer. He will literally zoom and slice you before you can blink.
I love that
Inosuke,
dude.
I feel like Inosuke could do more like a feral type attacks. Like in the movie, I don't think we saw him do the spin attack at all. He just said, "Oh, here's my spin attack," and then all of a sudden everything else is dropped. So we didn't really see what that movement, that technique was. Then to the demons, to Tanjiro and Rengoku, you see him, trying to slash once, during the fight against the upper ranker. Um, actually, I actually don't remember much with Tanjiro because he used it so often, but like still one slash, no movement. You know what I mean? Like they have the visuals, but where's the movement of that visual? I think they only shown it once, and it was the first time. Uh, it was the first time he ever used it. I feel like they should have used that in the movie. They kind of have a lot of missed opportunities, in my opinion. Some might say wishful thinking, but I feel like it could be a good, somewhat of a reference or cool animation, creative decision in making it. What you think?
Right, I understand, but let's remember that since you brought up Naruto, that like Naruto, like the first of the series, most of that stuff was just them doing a hand pose, and then a magic power would happen. It wasn't really a lot of movements. So I think that's more of a question of like budget and time, because I'll bring in another anime, Attack on Titan, which I think has like one of the best camera movements and animation movements that I've seen. Because when we see Levi do that spin attack
Hmm.
on the Beast Titan,
You see
that
the
was
movement.
freaking cool.
Yeah.
That you see every like frame or every like time the blade like spins when he's like chopping up that guy's arm. So I think this is more of a question about budget and time, and like
But
them
keep in
getting
mind,
better.
they had what, 3 years, 2 years of
Yeah,
development.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
still a
So
lot of time.
no, wait for the movie
Yeah,
for Demon Slayer.
yeah. They could have added something like that in the movie, like the movement
Mm,
and such, other than the old men dancing in a circle of matches.
mm, maybe,
Don't you think that they should have at
or
least?
maybe this is like this is how they want to take the creative direction. But
But don't you think
I
it would
think
be
it's
cooler
what's up.
if they have like that movement before the final slash happening, instead of like a long monologue about how Rengoku's mother is his inspiration and whatnot? Don't you think that we should have seen his breathing technique, even though it's his final moment? It's his move, Rengoku, fire breathing technique, Rengoku. Don't you think we should have seen how he does that move? As a final, hey, you see this character? Here's his own move. Here's how he does it. Here's how he learned how to do it. This is how he made it up. This is how he came up with it and such.
So now you're asking. It
I'm
feels like now
questioning the.
you're asking.
I've been questioning the creative decision on the missed opportunities that they have.
Right, but now you're. It feels like you're asking. You wanted backstory on how Rengoku developed that move.
No, not a whole backstory. Just like how he does it. Like it's it's his original move, and we don't see how like the movement for it. You know, it's like there's nothing to it other than, oh yeah, here's my move, slash or stab or whatever. So it's like super stiff. There's no movement. There's no, other than just the great visuals. we don't even see any of them fight because one, they're too fast, and two, we should have seen something more flashy for his final attack. Because just visuals, like, sure, it's flashy, but
No, I would say that it was still pretty solid in terms of what they wanted to go for. Like, yeah, the I wouldn't say it's very important to see their breathing technique. I think they'll develop that in later seasons, but
that's
I
assuming.
don't I don't I don't think not seeing his breathing technique on how he did that special attack took anything away from the quality of the animation. And
But there's no animation, just cool visuals. Is what I'm
but
saying. Because
but
what
there
is
was
there to
still
animate other than adding visuals on a standing still character?
but there were still animations from the attack when was like a giant fire tiger running towards the demon.
And it was there for how many seconds? And it
It was
did
there
what else?
for it was
Other
there
than
for a good
pose
few
for.
times, man. It was there good for a good few seconds. It
I
was
was
still cool.
probably one or two.
You still saw what it was. You still saw how it had an impact. You still saw the
Which did
power of
nothing,
it.
apparently.
But that just shows how like powerful these top three demons are,
That's true.
you know? So I wouldn't say like not seeing the entire breathing technique took anything away from the animation quality. Um, it's still their first movie. They're still on season one. There's probably a lot of things they want to do. They're probably going to implement that live motion capture. I see a lot of
Unless it's just
potential in their
straight
animation.
up animated, by hand. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool too. Yeah.
But I mean, like that's a lot of work just to do like hand animation with movement. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of frames. You're asking you're it's like
If
we're
Dragon Ball Z
asking
can, if Dragon Ball Super can do it with Broly, I feel like they
but that's a
could.
movie. You're
No, I
but
mean like
that's
in,
a
in,
movie.
in the future movies for Demon Slayers, if they ever decide more, you know, I feel like you said, they should add more, smoother, like the dancing scene, like the father scene when he first saw his dad doing the technique. You know what I mean?
But
Like
yeah, but
future, more animated animation, like the smooth movements, not so much like close to the traditional anime where it's like somewhat stiff, but this one where you see movement of the arms in certain fights or in certain interactions, I would say.
yeah, but at the end of the day, the movie quality animation is going to be always way better than the TV show
No,
like
but I'm saying
anime.
for the future movies, they should do that more. I'm not
But that's
saying
going to
I'm not saying for the show. I'm saying for the future movies if they ever
okay.
decide more. Like
Okay.
have more fluidity, I guess, in their
Yeah.
character movements rather than just like the stiff whoop, 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 while walking. Like I like arms smoother arm swinging, um, you know, just more organic movement when it comes to the drawing. Like I said, much similar to how they did the whole uh, fire scene with the dad, with Daddy Tanjiro.
Yeah, but we'll just
I
it's
forgot
going to
his
take
name.
a lot of time.
Yeah, but
It's
it's
going
gonna
to
be
take a
on a
lot of
movie.
time and a lot of work. Huh?
That's why it's gonna be on a movie.
Yeah. It'll get better. I think I really like what they're going for creatively. I like the visuals, and I think it'll get better in the future.
Okay.
Um, you were talking about it was the movie in general felt like filler.
Yes. Well, the first, before the upper rank showed up, the upper rank
Okay.
demon, and anything before that, I feel like it's straight up filler, and they just didn't want to waste it on the season. So instead of um, doing a full arc in a TV show form, They just decided to like, hey, let's mash it up in one episode, or yeah, pretty much, one movie, and then that's where we drop the final guy. The bridge for the next arc in a way. So they don't have to deal with this infinite train, whatever, Mugen train, whatever it's called. They can, like, for if they want to jump to season 2, at least they will have like some sort of here's a recap of what happened so far. So they don't have to go through sit like what 2 hour movie, for only to find out that the non fillerish episode feeling, the non filler story part of the movie is like at the final quarter of the movie. If you see what I'm saying though,
Uh, I kind of see what you're saying.
Like
Yeah, the first part was kind of boring because
the dream
there was a
sequence,
lot of
like I said.
talking. They're trying to build it up.
Yeah, the dream sequence. I feel like they should have shortened it out tremendously. I feel like they could have cut it easily.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say the movie overall was like a filler. I would say it was like not an intermission, but like a bridge between season 1 and season 2. Um, yeah, I would have to disagree. It didn't really feel like a filler because because when it comes to filler, my definition of filler is just a random episode, pointless, probably just for jokes and giggles and all that.
So, okay, I'm gonna interject on that one and say, in Naruto, Kakashi's time in the Anbu and Itachi's story are also considered filler, even though they still tie into the character. It's like a way to tell more story about the character, but it doesn't do anything to the story that took them away from. If you go back, it's the on Kakashi's part, it was during his fight against Obito. You know, like as they're like, I won't say fighting, as he found out that it's Obito was that is their enemy. He kept having flashbacks of his time with with um with Toby or Obito, and then when Hashirama got revived, he went on a tangent. He told this whole story about the first time he met Madara, and so on and so forth. But um, that is still under filler because you don't really need to know all that much. You see what I'm saying?
Right, but this for the movie in general, this still played a major impact on the story overall and on the main characters
The
overall
Mugen
too.
train, you would say?
Yes, the
I mean,
Mugen
I would
train.
say the last part, yes, but the first part didn't really add anything other than that they teamed up with Ahashira.
No, the first part would still be considered part of the canon of the story because it's the build up to the main event or the climax of the movie. So I wouldn't even consider, even though the first part wasn't exciting as like the last half of the movie, it was
It's not
still,
even last half, like last quarter.
well, yeah, like
But
even
that's
though
my
it wasn't
opinion.
exciting, it's still part of the main story and main canon. So I wouldn't consider that part or the movie overall as filler. In terms of what you said about like Kakashi's backstory, yeah,
That's still leading up to a climax, to the big fight. So wouldn't you say that? Um,
well, I would say it's more like backstory, and this is not really
but it's a
backstory.
backstory filler. Whereas,
But the movie is not the backstory filler. It's a event that took place after season 1 ended.
okay,
This like the Kakashi thing was just basically backstory. Yeah, they referenced it in like maybe future episodes, but it didn't play a major role. I wouldn't say it didn't play a major role with Naruto directly,
I mean that's subjective because it kind of did in the end.
but like this is different than because kind of versus actually happening in real time. This like the whole movie happened right after season 1 ended. This Kakashi backstory, it happened in the past and then later came up in the future.
Okay, so let's say this: if I divide the movie into episodal sequence, wouldn't you say that it could be potentially a filler? Whereas, you know, seeing the fight against the upper rank will be the actual start of the sec the the new story arc. You know, I guess you
No,
can say it's a inter like a uh the bridge of season 1 and 2, but I would say at least the Mugen Train part will be the that bridge filler to the upcoming story arc anyway.
uh, I would still disagree because in my like going back to my definition of filler is just
But we're not talking about your definition of filler. We're talking about the definition of filler overall, which is just like an episode like that is inserted there to fill in the missing time. Because they're trying to, like you said, build up to the climax, the main event. But wouldn't that still be considered filler? Because we don't need that portion of the movie. We just want to go straight. Like we want the main event.
no, because it still plays a part in building up to the climax of the season.
Okay.
Because that's still it might have not been like a huge moment. Okay, so let's say it was in like a season. I think that Mugen Train would be season 2, but I think the reason why they made it to a movie, it wouldn't be a very strong season 2. And they thought, well, let's just make this into a movie because maybe we can't divide that.
No, I'm not saying Mugen Train will be is season 2. I'm like, I agree that.
No, it could have been season 2.
No, I mean like it could. I'm talking about like the start of season 2. Then it's just like a bridge towards the second, like the next story arc within season 2 still. You know how in the first season is has the first half is the training sequence, then in the rest of it is like there's like a small segment where he met up with everyone. So Zenitsu, then Inosuke, and then the final third of the movie. I know I said first half, but the final part of the movie is them fighting the spider family. I don't really know the spider demon family. You know what I mean? So there's the
Mm,
like, sure in the
I know what
first
you're.
season it's not really a filler, but him meeting, meeting the characters is more like it's not filler because like you says, it's a build up. It's here are the characters that's gonna come along the way, but if they just drop those characters in, they explain them who they explain the characters more later on. So wouldn't you say that the Mugen Train part, if we turn it into an episodal sequence, would you say that if we take off the Mugen Train part and go straight to like the upper rank showing up and confronting Tanjiro and crew, wouldn't that be a good a season 2 starter? Because that's what I think they're trying to do. Is like, hey, here's a movie, so you guys can satisfy the need for season 2. While we'll release this movie, and then season 2 comes out, it will just be a recap of the final fight, like before they go on to the next story arc.
No, um, I'm I'm getting what you're saying.
Okay.
It's just this movie still played throughout the whole movie. The whole movie, even if it was like divided in episodes, the whole thing would still play a major part in the story,
Which is,
which is what happened after they board the train and why they went on the train.
but we know why they went on the train. They're supposed to
Yes, and
meet.
then a major character like died that will have
Is he
impact on the
really a
main
major
characters.
character
He was
in the
one of the
movie?
main. He
But it
was
was
he was one of the
the strongest Demon Slayer. That's right.
yeah,
The Hashiras.
yeah.
Yeah.
And now Tanjiro has another mission to do, and it's to go where Rengoku grew up, so he can learn
Oh,
about
that's right.
fire breathing. So that's still so this whole movie still plays a major part in the story. And comparing to your Kakashi example, I think that episode arc was just more of a filler.
Yeah, that was like a true filler though.
Yeah. So this still I wouldn't consider this movie as a filler.
The train part is the filler.
No, no,
The
no,
last
no.
40 minutes are not.
No, then it wouldn't even be a season then if it was just the last 40 minutes. It would be so
No,
drawn out.
no, you're missing the whole point of the season. It's not the I'm not saying that if you divide the Mugen Train movie, it's gonna be a full season. No, I'm saying like one episode is like is them falling asleep. Then second season is the falling asleep and the whole thing with the other guys looking for their source of happiness, I guess. And then the final arc is them fighting the train, and then the post credits, close to the post credit scene, that's where the upper rank shows up, and then the next episode is the new storyline. It's not like a new season. It's just like, oh hey, here's a transition period from season one to season two. Here's Mugen Train, that's the transition part. Here's the bad guy, that's that Tanjiro and crew and the Hashiras and everyone's gonna probably see more often in upcoming seasons. So here's the first guy, and we just found out there are more of them. I think five. I think seven, maybe. And then you know what I mean. It's not. I'm not saying if you divide Mugen Train into a series, it's gonna be a full series. I'm not. I'm saying it will be like couple, 2 to 3 episodes. Then there's the main event, like the one you're yearning for, the Tanjiro going to Rengoku's hometown, birthplace, finding about the fire breathing technique he randomly learned. He's trying to learn more about it. There's also,
Okay.
I'm not saying I'm
Yeah.
not going for the full season. Just like here's a transition period where they go from from the spider story and meeting the Hashiras. Have that one little segment where nothing much
Okay.
happened to the characters
Yeah.
other than
Okay, now I understand. Okay.
okay, yeah, there we go.
I would agree with you that it's a transition.
But it would be a transition filler, would it?
It wouldn't be a transition filler,
See,
no.
that's the word I was looking for, but I just could
Okay.
not think of
We got
transition.
there. We got there in the end.
We got a massive filler. We have a massive
No,
filler.
it's
We have a
not
massive
a
filler.
filler, man.
But no, I mean like in our
Yeah,
in our side.
yeah,
We had
yeah.
a filler of me of us going back and forth, literally saying the same things because
Brainstorm.
because I forgot the word and so I couldn't really formulate articulate what I'm trying
Mm.
to say. But yeah, would you say that the train part anyway would be the transition filler to the upper rank and Rengoku's birthplace storyline?
Transition, yes. Filler, no. Because again, okay, because like the fillers that I've seen in the past, it just played maybe a little part or no part to the main story of like the series. This though, it was a transition, yes, but it still plays a major part in the overall story.
Okay.
I'll give it that. I'll give you transition. I will still disagree on the filler part.
Okay, a little side note. We started the whole discussion about filler like 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes max.
Because I think
No,
it's
it's
a
more like
very
no, it's more
oh
like the back and forth because I couldn't figure out the word, so I couldn't
oh
really. So we just kept going back and forth. But yeah, what were you saying before?
I think I think it's a very I think the thing about fillers it's not the hottest topic, but it's a very something that really does have an impact on negatively, I think. Negatively, it does have an impact on a
Anime,
series.
any series actually,
Yeah.
whether it's anime or live action,
Because, like,
everything's
if
gonna have
you
a filler.
yeah,
Guardians
but
of the
if you
Galaxy
need
Part Two, Volume Two, that's a filler. Terrible
but
filler.
then you look at, like, Attack on Titan, nothing felt like filler.
Exactly.
Nothing. Nothing felt
Even
like
though
filler.
probably the
Everything was
first
just
part of season
boom.
three,
Yeah.
even though
Everything was just boom.
season two felt like a filler. If you think about it, it's like half a season.
Mm, yeah,
They
and,
could have had
like
it season five if they split season three and two.
mm. And, like, if the animators need, like, more time to get everything right, then fine, you know? It doesn't have to be a yearly season thing. I think we want the quality over the quantity. To me personally, I want quality over quantity. If I have to wait, like for Attack on Titan Part 2 of the
I'm fine with
finale
that.
season, we have to wait till December.
I'm fine with that.
It hurts my heart that
It
I have to
hurts my
wait that
body.
long, but I'm willing to wait because I know the type of quality work that they put into the series, and it's got me even more excited for it, you know,
Okay.
rather than just giving me some BS episode. Okay, another thing. Actually, no, never mind, never mind. That might not
You hyped me up, man, like the movie. You
work.
overhyped me.
So overall, I love the movie. I'm a big fan of the series. I would like to read the manga, but then I like anime more.
I don't
So
read.
like,
Yeah, same here. I would like to read the manga, but I like the suspense of it.
yeah,
With superhero movies, the comic book scenes will come up, but and so a lot of people would know, like the Bucky scene in Captain America, uh, the Winter Soldier. Everyone hated the fact that a lot of people kept spoiling the movie, and they spoiled the like the biggest twist that Bucky is alive and is the Winter Soldier in the trailer. So a lot of people didn't like that at all, and I see it, But that's why I don't watch manga. I don't read manga. I just watch anime because
yeah.
one, I feel like seeing it in action would be better than reading it on as a still image.
And I think it kind of depends on the anime that you read in manga and that you watch in like animation. I feel like animations like anime like Demon Slayer, you have to watch it in anime. I feel like anime like Death Note, where it's like a lot of focus on dialogue, you can read that in manga.
Hmm. That way, it can
'Cause-
feel like a book or an actual book
yeah,
in a way.
yeah.
Even though it's a book, it is a book.
Hmm. All right. Anything else you want to talk about?
Um, we're currently an hour and a half,
All right.
so I want to extend this a little bit.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask you a series of questions. It's all anime,
Okay.
just like um. Sorry, go. I recently started Evangelion. Have you seen Evangelion?
I heard of it. I want to watch it.
It's on Netflix.
Oh, dude, I got so much shit to watch.
Drop all of them. I dropped Gundam. Like, my buddy showed me a clip from Evangelion. I was like, I'm hooked.
Yeah.
I told myself, okay, I'm gonna watch Gundam, the very first one, so I can
Mhm.
start the marathon, hopefully. But I've been more hooked to Evangelion, even though it's been slow, in my opinion. But
What's it about?
that's the question. I have no idea.
Okay. I guess I'll just watch and find out.
Angels,
All right.
angels, badass intro. I would say badass intro, pretty catchy. But have you been watching? Have you started My Hero yet? The new season. I've watched. Actually, I haven't watched anything.
No, because I was watching Jujutsu Kaisen.
What episode are you on? Do you finish it or you're like close?
I'm caught up on the dub part, but
Dub.
I know. It was only on HBO
Goodbye.
Max, but then I might get Crunchyroll and just watch the rest on sub, catch up on sub. Okay, I'll give it this. The dub acting in Jujutsu Kaisen is not that bad. It's not as cringy.
Actually, that's a thing. Like dubs nowadays are getting better. I would say
Yeah, they're getting better. They're
Attack on
getting
Titan
better.
dub is fucking amazing. I love during the reveal for Reiner and Berthold as the armored and colossal Titan. Dude,
Mhm.
Eren sounded like his Japanese counterpart. So I was like, what the? Okay, cool.
Dude, and like
He had the emotion and everything.
if but I mean if I had a choice like either sub or dub, I'm gonna choose sub.
Actually, the only okay, I would always choose sub over dub, except for My Hero. I feel like My Hero has the best my dub at all. I hated Deku's voice in sub, like his Japanese voice. I feel like it didn't fit his character at all.
Oh,
Because
another one.
I like his that lame voice, like always cracking and such. I feel like it fits more with how Midoriya is as the person before he got One for All.
Hmm.
Which, by the way, they
I'm
revealed apparently all of the previous owners. So maybe I'll watch it again.
I might agree with you on Midoriya's voice,
Hmm.
but
I
I
like
would
All
have
Might.
to.
That's what All Might.
I would choose All Might's Japanese voice actor over the American one.
You don't like Vegeta? Actually,
I mean I like Vegeta, but I think
I think his voice adds the depth to his, maybe not to his scrawny side, but as his superhero sides. You know.
yeah, I think the Japanese voice actor for All Might is better overall.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, what was the question that you want to ask me?
So for that one, so those anyway.
Okay.
And about what about you? Any questions for me? Other than me,
Mm-hmm.
gotta. Oh, I gotta go to the restroom soon.
No,
Too
I
much
don't.
dinner.
I don't have any. You're the host. You should have questions.
Should should is a good is a good suggestion there. I should have more questions, but I mean, if we don't have any more, I don't want to waste more of your time.
No, you're not wasting my time. If you have
You're
questions, go
wasting.
ahead.
I'm wasting my time because I gotta use the restroom, dude. So I might cut it short. Actually, oh my gosh, my stomach hurt. I don't know what I
Oh,
ate. It's just
yeah,
fried
bro.
rice. I don't know what fucking got me. This is a bit TMI to the whoever's listening or watching. But anyway, Taylor. So for today we talked about video games. Maybe you have any video games questions, or anime. It doesn't have to be anime. We can talk about something else if you want. My
Hmm.
nose is itchy this entire episode, dude.
Allergies, man.
It's not. It's every time I do a podcast. My nose gets
You're
really,
allergic to
really itchy.
podcasts.
Exactly. I'm allergic, guys. Maybe that's why
uh,
I kept stopping,
let's see. Video game questions. Hmm. How do you feel about like FPS shooters moving more to like the battle royale scene? Yeah.
Battle Royale's too easy to do, and they should just stick with what they have. Well,
Hmm.
then again,
But it's like $1 billion industry.
I would say that it does give the franchise more players to play their game. I mean, if I didn't tell you about Warzone,
Warzone.
you
Yeah.
wouldn't buy Modern Warfare. You know,
Hmm. True.
there's
But I
that.
didn't buy Cold War either.
Yeah, I mean, it's Cold War.
Hmm.
Everyone knows what's gonna happen with Cold War. I bought it just for zombies. Is it the best $60 I've ever spent? Maybe, I don't know. I've yet to play the new season season 3 changes on it, so I'm not sure yet.
Hmm.
Maybe tonight. I don't know. Yeah, you got you to buy Modern Warfare with Warzone. If I didn't tell you, would you have bought a Call of Duty game? Probably not. You know what I mean? Like, they're mostly free. With Fortnite, they're doing this metaverse. They're having the Stonks meme guy. Um, uh, they have Batman. Batman had a is it crossed over, so Batman characters are showing up. Along,
Didn't they put the Mandalorian in there?
most likely, I believe it. I
Mm.
know they put Marvel because the Russo brothers loves Fortnite, and they had Fortnite on Endgame, which I think was a bad representation of the game because it's Thor yelling at a guy when you know it's gonna I get why would you quad up with a random, with a rando on a battle
Desperate
royale?
times. Desperate times call for desperate measures.
I mean,
How bad you want the victory royale?
if you really want the victory, you get
maybe
better.
maybe the other Avengers don't play Fortnite.
I'm pretty sure some of them are too busy avenging.
Saving the world, yeah.
Yeah, Thor got drink too much beer, and where that happened gave him a massive beer belly. Um, yeah, I think like I said, it's a great access for like how certain games work. Like I know with Apex, it's EA. People know EA for being a greedy bastard, but they also know them as the publisher for Titanfall, which is one of the best mech games people played, or best
is
FPS overall anyway. Also,
is Titanfall 2 that good?
I heard so. I never played it. I only played a little bit of the first one, but that
Mm.
was on my terrible laptop, so I couldn't really handle it. So I'm not sure. My friend who played it said it is one of the best FPS because one, you have bots, so it feels like an actual war zone. You get to use mechs. You can do all sorts of things with them. You can customize certain. I think you can customize them. I'm not sure. Um, but yeah, like killing bots doesn't really help the team much because they only give like certain, like very little amount of points. Um,
Hmm.
compared to like killing actual players. Wall running, wall jumping, whatever, the whole 9 yards. Pretty much revolutionized first person gaming, or first person shooters anyway.
Mm.
I would say, and it
Have you
started.
noted? Oh, go ahead.
I would say it started with Titanfall. It's just that Titanfall was straight up multiplayer and no single player, ooh, whereas Titanfall 2 has like, excuse me, wow, holy shit, that was at 6. Um, Whereas in Titanfall 2, they have more, different things to play other than just multiplayer. They also have like single player and such.
Hmm. How do you feel about I know it's a trend like uh some first person shooters are going more towards that realism, like Escape from Tarkov, Arma 3, um Enlisted is a very popular one nowadays.
You see, I've never played any of those games.
Yeah, me neither.
They've never been interesting to me. So
You should be able to play it, yeah, because they're really slow, and you don't like the slow shooters. You like the
yeah,
fast-paced
I
shooters.
mean, I played Path of Exile. It's like the first half. It's literally like the first half of its campaign. It's like super long. Like you're still starting out. That's why I took a break from this league because I remember last league I had such a terrible time with the campaign that it made me want to quit for a while. But so yeah, I decided to take a break because, like you said, it's slow and I don't like it. I like
But
the
in terms
fast
of
pace.
like, yeah, in terms of FPS, you like that
That's true. Yes, that's true. I'm more
Twitch
like
shooter, yeah.
the twitchy, fast paced. That's why I'm so good. And Black Ops in Cold War, no one can stop the knife and the tomahawks, dude. And me laying there with the tomahawk out, people smoking the flag. Oh, that's great. No one knows I'm there. I'm just sitting pretty with my tomahawk out, and whenever someone shows up in front of me, toss the throwable to them. Easy kill. Pick it up and do it again.
I like COD, but I'm not really a big fan of that like
Twitchy.
twitchy, fast paced adrenaline like Adderall
You know what?
overdose
It's actually
Twitch.
funny because I never started out as a twitchy Call of Duty player. I actually started out like a very relaxed sniper Call of Duty player. So I'll be
Mm-hmm.
camping in one side, chilling with the sniper, just shooting people down along the way, along a long haul. Mind you, I was a beast back then. Nowadays, I'm not so much. Even though I claim I'm the best sniper in Warzone, which is debatable.
Damn, that's a claim.
I
That's
said
a claim and
debatable.
a half.
I said debatable. There were
That's a
moments.
claim and a half,
There
man.
were times where people were like, all right, Rainier, on your right, boop, shot, dead, down. Okay, guys, well, who's next? Oh, that guy next to him. Okay, boop, down again. Give me another target. I was like, boop. It's like that guy from Saving Private Ryan sometimes. Then sometimes I'll be like super bad where I just don't, where I don't hit anything.
So you whisper yourself a prayer every time you shoot.
Yeah, it's like a coin flip. Instead of a prayer, it's a coin flip. And make a, or a magic 8 ball. All right, magic 8 ball. Am I gonna hit this target? I'm a bowling ball. Okay, got it. Have you seen that meme? It's like
No.
I'm gonna say it to you. It's like the guy said, "Am I stupid?" And it swapped back. It's a bowling ball instead of a magic 8 ball. Oh, it's hilarious. I love that meme. It's like it summarizes my life completely. That's why I love it so much. But anyway, um, yeah, like I said, I've never been a twitchy shooter until I played Modern Warfare 2. My first one was Modern Warfare 3, but I only played the campaign. So Modern Warfare 4 was my first Call of Duty game, and like I said, I was that sniping camper. That's how I got my first nuke. And
Filthy camper.
hey, if it can get me a nuke and stupid people kept running over my my claymores, that's not on me.
You
That's on
filthy
them.
camper. You're a filthy camper,
I
you
just
know it.
know a good sniping spot. Okay.
Bullshit.
Hey, like I said, I did get a 25 kill streak one time. One time. I was so happy. And it was just me sniping. So yeah, I'm a dirty camper, as one would say. But at least I don't run around with a sniper until Black Ops 1.
Just no scope, like
No,
quick kill
yeah,
people.
quick scope. And actually, my buddies and I got bored of the quick scoping. We literally just made classes just to no scope people. It was great. No scope, tomahawk, and ballistic knife. Those are all. Oh, and a random claymore. Those are always our random our classes. So the classes will be extreme conditioning or lightweight, ghost, just for shits and giggles, and then steady aim. Or sometimes it has like a speed reload or whatever it's called. Speed reload. Yeah, but yeah, with the ghost perk is for us to just lay on with the camo on, with the ghillie suit on, and just lay by the flag. Or if we're playing search and destroy, by the bomb, or we keep the bomb to ourselves. It's great. It's hilarious because people will be uh, running in front of you. You will see it, and then as long as you don't move, you're good. You're good. As long as you don't move, all you have to do is hold out the tactical insertion or a C4. But you gotta hold the C4 as if you're gonna throw it.
Hmm.
Black Ops. Black Ops 2, I was more of a shotgun guy. I love the shotguns in Black Ops 2.
Dude, it's always fun to use a shotgun, man.
Black Ops 2 shotguns? Oh my god. I got 2 shotguns all the way to gold. That's how much I played 2. And then that's the last Call of Duty game I played until Advanced Warfare, which I played split screen with my roommate. And other than that, I haven't. Oh, I played a little bit of 3. My Ryan and I were playing it for a while. split screen I get as well, but we didn't really finish it, I don't think. But yeah, ever since then, Black Ops 4, I bought it for zombies. Touched Blackout like once or twice. Never touched multiplayer. There's Pat my gum. Um, then Cold War. I never bought Modern Warfare or any of the things in between. But yeah,
How do you feel about do you think single player games are becoming too cinematic for it to be considered video games?
no,
No?
because it's
Okay.
art.
Hmm?
Video games is still considers as art.
Hmm.
Cinematics is under filmography. Filmography is still considered art. So
But like in terms of like is it becoming more of filmography rather than a video game?
in terms of that, Last of Us is one of them, and I would say yes. Uh, Studios are more inclined to make a more cinematic rather than
A video
gameplay.
game.
Yeah, exactly. Rather than a video game. That's why Spider-Man was so great because it had a mix of both. You have the mechanics down and the animations and the visuals. Same with God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, Breath of the Wild, even though I never played it. Assassin's Creed Origins is somewhat the same. You have the visuals, you have the gameplay, you have the history of the franchise as well for that. And then there's some games like Ratchet and Clank, super high end and everyone's excited for it. But then there are games like The Last of Us, those two games. People will say it's the best thing ever. Some say it's the worst thing ever. But that's highly depends with how they prefer. Because I remember the first time I played Last of Us 1, as I was going through the levels, I was still I was loving every single detailed flower, in the city
Mm-hmm.
because it's like you said, highly detailed. It's super cinematic. You have photo mode on every game nowadays, and then
But it felt too
like you
I
barely
think
have
too
any
scripted.
movements too with the Last of Us games.
Yeah, it felt too scripted.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Whereas like RPG games, that's why RPG games are like really what became of single player games. It gives players hours and hours and hours of gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
You can have days, you can have months of gameplay, and still be within the like you haven't finished the game or complete or found every Easter egg or whatnot.
Like The Witcher 3
Exactly. Or
and Cyberpunk 2077 when they fix all of it. God damn it. So disappointed. So
Cyberpunk.
fucking disappointed.
Keep getting disappointed, boy.
Oh
That's
my
why it's not
gosh.
gonna reach the level of Spider-Man 2018. Beat that game in 3 days. 100%. 100%. I told that to everyone. They were like, "What the fuck, Rainier? What did get a
What
life,
is
bro?"
wrong with you, Rainier?
Exactly, just like that. I was like, "I love Spider-Man. I love the Spider-Man 2 video game.
Okay.
So I always love
Arkham
the
series or the Spider-Man
Spider-Man.
series? Okay.
Okay, in terms of
Never played the
Spider-Man
Arkham
1
series.
and Arkham Asylum, Spider-Man 1, easy.
Okay.
But as a franchise, can't really say much. I never played Miles Morales, but I heard it's super short, so probably goes to to Arkham City, which has even any. Not gonna lie, for me, Arkham City, Arkham Origins, Arkham Knight, and then Arkham Asylum. That's how I would rank the games in terms of
Are you going to
gameplay.
get Gotham Knights?
Maybe not. Not really
Ooh,
interested.
if it's crossplay?
Maybe if I
Hmm.
get people to play with me, yeah.
I'll play with you.
But Michael asked me about Marvel's Avengers, and I straight up shut him down. He was like, "What if really just even to play with friends?" I was like, "No,
Damn.
I don't want to touch that game at all. It looks so bad." and he said the same exact fucking thing whenever I like he. There was that one time. I'm gonna go into tangent here, kind of personal. There was one time he asked me about Marvel's Avengers. I said the same exact thing. How the game looks like shit, unplayable, and the story looks terrible. So he tried to defend it. I was like, oh, blah 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 blah. I was like, hey man, if you want to play it, go for it. But personally, I'm not gonna buy it, no matter what. Then I asked him about Cyberpunk because he was so excited about that. He said the same exact things. I was like,
What do you say? Wait, what?
like I was like, are you gonna get Cyberpunk? He was like, nah, dude, I'm not gonna get that piece of shit game. Blah 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 blah. I mean, it's agreeable. It is a piece of shit game.
For now. Just wait.
It came
Just
out
wait
in
until they
December.
fix it.
It came out December.
Just wait. Okay?
I hear that
I'll wait.
The more things
I'll
they
wait.
fix,
I'll have
the
to
more
wait
things
for.
get bugged.
I'll wait for I have to wait for Attack on Titan Part 2.
That one at least is a great payoff.
This will be a great payoff for me too.
Maybe for Gorilla Arms, but I don't know about that, Chief.
Hey.
But hey, that's you. If you like the kind of, I personally want to play it. I mean, I barely can get through Assassin's Creed or any easy RPG games, you know. Maybe, but I'll be interested.
For Gotham Knights?
Yeah, for any like either Cyberpunk or Gotham Knights. All
Oh,
I know
get
is
Gotham Knights,
Gotham
bro.
Knights is not even a part of the Gothamverse, Arkhamverse. Suicide Squad kills the Justice
That
League.
looks interesting.
I haven't seen anything other than trailers. So I'm not really excited for it. For now, it's just a name. You know, with no actual gameplay. It's just like a hearsay.
Oh, you're gonna watch the Suicide Squad movie?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
That one looks. I love the first Guardian, so I'm excited for this one. I hated the second Guardian, so it's so bad, so boring.
I took my parents to see it, and I was so embarrassed.
Volume 2 is so bad. I was like, why? Why would you
Why?
ruin these characters with this movie?
Man, what changed, man?
Exactly.
Volume 1 was so good.
Yeah, Volume 1 was like perfect.
And then Volume 2.
It's like we talked about earlier. It's a filler. Didn't need to be there. If you take that movie out and just go from Guardians 1 to Infinity War, it still makes sense.
Mm-hmm. And didn't they try to introduce another character named Adam
No.
Warlock?
They
or
teased
something?
it, but James Gunn doesn't want to use Space Jesus
Space Jesus.
more than meets the eye.
Space Jesus.
I mean, DC has his Space Jesus. I mean, they have
Space
a Jesus,
Jesus.
actually. Yeah,
Jesus. Jesus, is that you?
Superman. What else? But yeah,
Did you have questions for me? You can ask them, though.
No, dude, I already asked you questions.
Fine, shit, okay.
Yeah,
Shitty
yeah,
host.
get out of here.
You're kidding.
Yeah, get out of here.
I'm kidding. Go take a shit, bro.
Actually, disappeared.
Okay, so was that burp?
No, it wasn't. The burp was before the stomach started hurting. So, TMI to everyone, it's just two idiots talking about me having
Shit.
Gotcha. Shit earlier. Which is gonna be a regular, of course. Anyway, we pretty much talked for 2 hours. You know, 1 hour and 50 minutes.
Yeah.
I'd say we did a pretty good job. We had the first part, which is we're just talking about what we're kind of excited, like what you're excited about in terms of video games. Then kind of going on about I'm not sure if the modern war versus the classic war was on the same topic. I think it is, because I was talking about how I kind of was interested in getting it because it's not modern war.
Yeah, we were talking about Battlefield.
Yeah, the first part, right? Okay, then we talk about
not the
second
first part.
No, we talked about the first part, right?
No, we just talked about it.
I thought that was more like I like the twitchy gaming style rather than the slow burn. Like,
Oh, are you talking about the first part of the conversation we
yeah,
just had? Okay,
yeah.
I thought you were talking about the beginning.
No, beginning.
Beginning,
We're talking about
like,
Battlefield. Then you were like, yeah, I'm excited because it's gonna be like, um, do a Bad Company 3 and 4. And then I was like, oh yeah, good because as much as the classic war was, I didn't really enjoy 5 or 1 as much as anyone else.
okay, yeah, we did.
Okay.
Then we were talking about like Superman and Lois,
Yes.
and then The Witcher.
No.
You're like TV.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, the TV show.
yeah. And then
Because we talked about The Witcher twice.
yeah, dude, that's how much I love the series, man. I need
The
to read the
series
book.
and then the video game. Then we talked about the whole Demon Slayer discussion, which is pretty good. I like it.
Good debate. Good debate. I
Good
like
debate,
it.
yeah.
You
Point
brought
to
up some good
yeah,
points,
good points to
but it's
your
not a
filler.
filler. But
Transition.
it's not a filler.
Transitional.
Transition, but not a filler.
Okay. Anyway, after that we pretty much just went on like a random talk about video games. No, I went to ask about animes first, then we talked about video games. Anything else to add, good sir?
No, I'm good, man.
Alrighty
For
then.
bad shit.
I think the feeling is coming back, so this is perfect. Anyway, Taylor, well, I guess this is it. Thank you for joining me for tonight's episode.
Thank you for having me, man.
To everyone else, thank you for listening in, tuning in. My name is Ray. With me is my good old buddy Taylor, and today's discussion was about Demon Slayer. Most of them, anyway. I think. Oh. Anyway, well, thanks for tuning in, and you can catch us on Spotify. I'm trying to keep up with it, as much as possible. You can catch us on Spotify. We're on SoundCloud. I keep saying we, but every guest is part of Geeks Reviews. Everyone's a geek, right, Taylor? You're a geek. I'm a geek. Everyone's a geek, in their own way.
I would say a connoisseur, but
Nah.
okay.
I'm a comic book connoisseur, aka geek. Slash nerd. But I would say nerd is more like intellect, whereas geek is more cultured, Still works.
Oh, you're a man of culture, huh?
I see you're also
I
a
see
man.
your culture. I love those comments, man.
I see you're a man of culture as well.
Ah, brothers of culture. The YouTube algorithm has brought us again once more.
Anyway,
I look for those comments, bro.
final goodbye from Taylor and I. Hey, you want to do our old intro?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Just take it away, good sir.
You go first, man.
Okay, fine. My name is Ray,
And my name's Taylor.
and this is
Geeks Review.
Hey, I like that. And scene.
Bye.